Saf is fully awake now, but Dr. Lisa is concerned about the state of her injuries and chats with her owner about what the best decision may be for her future.
We're looking at an x-ray of Saf's knee, and in here, a knee or a joint should be absolutely smooth. There should be smooth cartilage so that the bone on bone isn't a grating sensation. But unfortunately for her joint, there's all these irregularities and rough edges. And here you can see there's some plates and screws because years ago Saf needed to have an operation to repair her cruciate ligament, so she's not biodegradable. But unfortunately, all these roughened edges cause a huge amount of pain, and with all the excess weight that she carries along in her old age, at a ripe old age of 14, we're really concerned about the weight that she's carrying and the impact that that has on her joints and therefore her quality of life. So we're going to have to weigh up really carefully how we take it forward.
Pippi's owner Jules is concerned that her dog may have swallowed a pill and has been not quite herself and acting off colour, so brings Pippi in to be checked over by Dr. Lisa.
You know the Tic Tac lollies?
Yeah.
It looked like that.
Yeah.
But before I could get it, she gobbled it. And I watched her all day Sunday, she was fine, but it was only in the last 24 hours that she's really...
Yeah.
After looking Pippi over, Dr. Lisa is confident that Pippi should make a full recovery from a minor tummy upset. Lisa now checks over the stray kitten that was brought in earlier to determine if she's in good health and ready to go out to one of ARC's volunteers for foster care. It's time to meet our beautiful stray kitten's new foster mum, Buffy, a very compassionate little dog who's taken it upon herself to care and nurture all the stray kittens who come through Maureen's door. We catch up more with Maureen to see how this little stray kitten is getting on and see Buffy in action next week. But right now, what is in the mystery box this week? By the way, here's some interesting facts you may not have known about the heron. There are 64 different species of heron found inhabiting the wetlands around the world.
But often they get kicked out of the nest because they've got underlying deformities or fractures and things like that.
Here's something guys could learn from the heron. Both the male heron and the female heron help to incubate their eggs and feed the tiny heron chicks. Herons live for up to 25 years. Herons are not considered to be threatened or endangered animals, although concerns have been raised about the health risks to the world's heron populations. Pollution is a major factor in the decline of many animal populations around the world, and pollution in the water can have a devastating effect on the fish which the heron eat. Now for some helpful hints from Dr. Lisa.
Helpful hints for this week. So when do you need to take your animal to the vet? Well, the big question to ask, is it stable or unstable? A stable animal is breathing normally and rhythmically. The color of their mucous membranes is nice and a beautiful pink salmon color. An animal that's not stable often has a pale or congested red or even purple color to their mucous membranes. The other things are they conscious and responsive? If they are, that's a good sign, but if they're not, they need to go to the vet as soon as possible. If they're vomiting profusely or bleeding relentlessly, those are other really important signs that they need to get seen as soon as possible. Phone your vet ahead of time so that they can plan what they need to do to get your animal stabilized as quickly and efficiently as they can. And another thing that you can do is take some rescue remedy or emergency essence just to take the edge off. Often it's good to have a dose yourself on your way to the vet.
Well, I'm sitting here at the entrance to one of Tauranga's beautiful walkways around an estuary, and this is one of my favourite walks. It's so good just to escape and come out into nature and to see all the wildlife in their natural settings. In this area there's hawks and seabirds and herons and kingfishers, and it's great. But of course there's not necessarily any rest for the wicked. One time I was walking along the walkway and I spotted this little black shag. He was just sitting there sunning himself, but the more closely I looked, I saw that he actually had some fishing tackle attached to him, and the fishing line was wrapped around his wing. So I managed to get up close to him and catch him, And I found that 2 hooks had embedded in his skin, and they'd been there for at least a week, but this little guy had somehow managed to keep himself alive and keep himself going. And he let me unhook the hooks, and there wasn't too much in the way of long-term injury or anything significant to be concerned about. So I just released him, and he went off and he flew away, and he was really grateful. It was such an awesome experience.
Go! Energy-packed natural food for dogs and cats, brought to you by healthypetfoods.co.nz for a healthier, happier pet.